JC. I'm a PR for Asmodee North America.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of new titles this year. So the first one being Dr. Panic.
Yeah.
You want me to get the box closer to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Alright, okay.
So Dr. Panic is a 12-minute game, cooperative and party style game. So you won't ever sit down and think about your strategy. You're always on the move. So basically, you have to save a patient. So here you have a patient card. And you have the blood type, the height, the weight. And what you do is that you have to go through 8 different types of exams.
Okay.
So I'll show you a couple just to get a picture of what the game is about.
Sure.
One test is the scanner. So you have 2 scanner tiles here.
Okay.
You have to make a tent out of those.
Okay.
And the other player has to slide the patient card
Okay.
right under there,
Okay.
over it, without the tent falling.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Another important thing is that every player has to wear an hairnet, just as if you would feel into a surgery room.
Yeah.
And during the game, there's always a beeping sound coming from an app that you
Okay.
will be able to download. So I'll just play the sound for a bit. You hear the phone ringing. That means that the boss is calling you and asking you to do something.
Okay.
So I pick the phone card
Okay.
and I read aloud what's written there.
Okay.
So earthquake. All players must jump in place until the end of the current test.
Okay.
So you see, it's part of the fun having the soundtrack and having the noises around, and it's a really noisy game, but fun game you play at parties and even for team building at work.
Yeah.
You also have the whoopee cushion
Yeah.
to make it even funnier because the patient can fall in cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
You will have a sound for cardiac arrest, and one player has to press on the whoopee cushion. And actually, he has afterwards to do another test in order to go on and save the patient. So you have 12 minutes to do that. If in 12 minutes you don't save the patient, the soundtrack ends and he's dead.
Okay.
So this is the base of the game.
Okay. How many players?
It's 2 to 9.
2 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool.
A new Days of Wonders title is always nice to see.
Yeah.
And this title is the first one that combines the work of Asmodee and Days of Wonders. So since Asmodee bought Days of Wonders, this is the first title that's come out of it. And it shows the quality of both companies and how they worked well together.
Yeah.
So basically the game is about building your own city. You're the mayor of your own city, and there's a city layout here that you have to take and build your city with the buildings in the middle of the game. So how it works is that each player has 4 architects.
Okay.
Those are the 4 architects, and you have to place them in the middle board to pick up buildings. So for example, if I place my architect here, he's architect number 1. So I would pick the number 1 tile on the board.
Okay.
And I have to place it on the number 1 column.
Okay.
And on the number 1 line here.
Okay.
I have the choice to place it in either space there is up there.
Okay.
So I will place that building here. And on the tile you have to notice 2 things. At the bottom you have the cost of activation, and at the top you have the price you get for picking that tile. So in that case it would be 1 victory point.
Okay.
And if by your turn, for example, you would have picked this one,
Yeah.
you would have to place it in the number 1 column, and you get 2 inhabitants for it. And to activate it you need 1 energy. You get energy by taking tiles that will give you energy written on them.
Okay. Okay.
Once you place your players, you have the urbanist that comes into place.
Okay.
Each time you place an architect, the urbanist moves on the spot you've taken the building.
Okay.
And that prevents players to pick buildings in that column and on that row and on that column.
Okay. Okay.
So you wouldn't be allowed to place your architect here or here, for example.
Okay. Okay.
And the green pawn is for the first player. So the first player is that tile here. For each round you play, there's 4 rounds in total in the game. So the player who picks that tile with the green token there becomes the first player for the next round.
Okay.
So at the end of the game, the way you count points is that there is 6 different ways. If you look at the chart, you see that there are tower blocks. So depending on how many you stack, you get more points, up to 10. You have the parks. If they are beside the tower blocks, you will make points.
Okay.
You also have the shops. The more customers you have in your shop, the purple ones, the more customers you have there, the more points you make.
Okay.
And then the public services, if you have one per district, those are the green ones here.
Yeah.
For each district, you put a public service to make points.
Okay.
Then you have the warehouses. So for each shops and arbors beside them, you make points. And in the end, the arbors for lines and columns, you also make points.
Ah, okay, okay.
And by the end of the 4th round, you will have to place all your inhabitants and energy on your city. So you place them aside, and once the game's over, you will have to put them in your city and activate the buildings you want to make points.
Okay.
But if you have more inhabitants and if you have more energy that you cannot spend, those count as overpopulation and pollution.
Okay, okay.
So that means that if you have overpopulation and pollution, you will lose points.
Ah, okay, okay.
And what's interesting about the game is that if you flip the game board on the other side, you have the expert version of the game.
Okay, okay.
And instead of having your own architect, if you flip the architect on the other side, they are all great. So there is a common pool of architect instead of having your own architect.
Okay.
So you could take multiple 2s, multiple 3s to build your strategy and block the other players.
Okay.
And you have 5 architects instead of 4. So in 40 minutes, 2 to 4 players, great New Days of Wonders game.
Are these the final components?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's coming out.
They look so good.
Yeah, it looks.
It's not a normal meeple. It's
Yeah.
Wow.
They were thinking of how doing something special, and I think it looks really, really
this looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. New gateway game, great for families.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
So storyline is a really light game, perfect for families and for adults too, because it's a funny game in a way. It's a new line that's going to start really soon, in a couple of months. The first one is Storyline Fairy Tales. It's going to come out in a couple of weeks, I think. And later on in the year, you will have Storyline Scary Tales going to come out.
Okay.
So Storyline Fairy Tales is a game about bedtime story. You have 2 narrator decks. One who is more focused on the good guy, and one who is more focused on the bad guy.
Okay.
With the players you play, each turn there is going to be a narrator. The narrator picks the first card of one of the 2 narrator decks and reads the card aloud and shows it to the players. So once upon a time, in a far off place, then what happens is that the players need to pick 1 card of each kind in their hand.
Okay.
So I will pick 1 of each. And when the narrator reads a card with the ribbon, he takes an extra card of this kind.
Okay.
So each player will have to choose which card they want to place to make the story, but it has to be a green card, so it fits the story.
Correct. Yeah.
So in my case, I would have the choice between the desert and the windmill.
Yeah.
So once you submit your card, other players will submit theirs, and the narrator picks them up, mix them up, not to know who that card belongs to, and will read aloud all the options he has. So once upon a time in a far off windmill, or once upon a time in a far off village.
Okay.
So the narrator reads the cards and decides which one he thinks the best. So for example, I would think the village is the best, and if this card were to be yours, I would give you a token that would be in your hand. You don't flip it, you don't know what's under it, and you wait till the end of the game to know the points you've made.
Okay.
Afterwards, we continue the story, and there's 15 cards, so it's like having 15 rounds. So I'll do another card just to show you. Once upon a time, in a far-off village, an evil character ruled with an iron fist. So in my hand, I have now a genie. I will pick another card. I have a fox, and other players would pick other cards, so I will put the fox and other cards, and the narrator reads the story again aloud.
Okay.
Once upon a time, in a far-off village, an evil wolf ruled with an iron fist.
Okay.
Once upon a time, in a far-off village, an evil fox ruled with an iron fist. So then, again, the new narrator decides which card is the best, and then we go on 15 rounds. So everyone will have to play the narrator at some point and decide which card's the best. And at the end, you have a full story that you've made on your own, and the player who has the most points by flipping your tokens wins the game.
Okay.
And if you want to make it simpler for kids, you give them tokens without flipping them, so they only have to count the tokens.
Okay. So what are these?
These are special tokens, actually. So the old boot is that it is as if you had nothing,
Okay.
0 points.
Okay.
The bear trap is that you have to give one of your tokens at random.
Okay.
The crown is that you have to pick 2 new tokens that you take for more points.
Okay.
And the balance is that if there is a tie between 2 players, you decide who wins.
Okay. All right. So this is a new line that is coming up.
Yes.
So these are the first 2 of the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know if there's going to be more.
Okay.
But this is the beginning of a new type of game for Asmodee.
Okay. So it plays 3 to 8.
3 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really quick. Even though there's 15 rounds, you tell the story, and if you like bedtime stories and want to do that with your kids,
that's a good.
it's a creative way to do it.
Yeah, it's like a fun thing. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Oh, Seven Wonders Duel. So that game has been talked about a lot in the last couple of months, and if you like Seven Wonders, I'm sure you'll like Seven Wonders Duel. And in a way, people have talked about the game saying that it may be even better than the original one, which means a lot. So actually, there's 3 ways to win the game.
Yeah.
You can have military supremacy by taking red cards. So each time you pick a red card in your hand, you would place the conflict pawn 1 step towards the opposing player's capital. If you reach the opposing player's capital, you automatically win the game.
Okay.
And throughout going the line here, you make victory points, the numbers between the bay leaves, and you make the player lose money if you reach certain points on the track. The second way to win the game is by acquiring scientific symbols. We call that scientific supremacy. If you have 6 symbols out of the 7, the green cards here, if you have 6 out of 7, you automatically win the game. The third way to win in Seven Wonders Duel is the standard way to win. So you have to go through the 3 ages there. You have 3 age structure. If you go all 3 and go to the end without anyone winning, you count your points at the end, and the player who has the most points wins. Another main difference from Seven Wonders Duel and Seven Wonders is the number of wonders each player has. Each player starts with 4 wonders, and we can build up to 7 in a game. So that means that one player will only be able to build 3 if the other builds 4. So how to activate a wonder is also a one-time only thing, and you take a card, you discard it, put it under, you have to pay the resources that's written on the card, and then it's activated. You have specific symbols for Seven Wonders Duel, some that allow, for example, to play right away again, or others that allow you to take progress tokens, and progress token is something new in Seven Wonders. If you have 2 identical scientific symbols, you can pick one of these progress tokens that will help you out throughout the game. So it's about a 30 minutes play. By building your way through the pyramid, it allows you to pick cards that weren't available at the beginning. So if I take out cards, I flip some over, they become now available for the player. And if you want to buy resources, you do not buy those from your neighbor, you buy those from the bank. But there's a twist to it. Each time a player wants to buy a resource and the other player has one, he has a higher cost for the resources he wants to buy. So if he wants to buy 2 clay and the other player has 2 clay, it's going to be a lot more expensive for him in the end.
Yeah, it's been receiving a lot of very good reviews.
The strategy, each decision is really intense. The strategy level is really high, and since there's more cards than you need to play, there's a variety in the game. You have 12 wonders available and you only need 8. So at the beginning of the game, you mix them up, and each game is really different, and it's really, really tense.
Cool. I've been asking publishers like what for budding designers or aspiring designers, is there any type of games that you would recommend or suggest them to try to design? Is there any genre or any like theme that you think is underserved that you think that maybe designers can think about when they are designing their games?
What's fun about it is that recently Shakespeare went out and was available, and it's from history, and it was a theater theme-based game, and a lot of people said, "Oh, that's a theme we haven't heard much about recently." And then comes a new game about theater, which is Istrio.
Yeah.
We have a box of it if you want to show it to.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, that's good, yeah.
So this is exciting because this is a type of game we have not seen a lot recently, and I'll show you the back box too.
Yeah.
So this is a front box. A game by Bruno Catala, so it's high level of quality. The back box.
Yeah.
And basically the game is about changing the humor of the king by taking actors whether from tragedy or comedy.
Oh, okay.
So when you pick actors from tragedy, there is a scale. Just here, there's a scale, and it goes up and down through tragedy and comedy, and depending on where it ends at the end of the game, you will make different amount of points.
Okay.
And what's fun about the theater is that there is a little switch there, and there you can place pounds there, and when you turn over the switch, depending if you go to comedy or tragedy, you lose those pounds. They disappear, they fall down the stage. So this game is really family gateway game, easy to play, and I think there's a trend going on for Asmodee that they still want to do this type of game that people only have to play once to master it.
Ah, okay. Easy to learn. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So thank you very much, JC.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.